Imagine working hard, cutting every expense, and still feeling like you'll never get ahead. You follow every budgeting tip, save every dollar, and yet your bank account barely grows. It's confusing, because you've been told, save more, spend less, and you'll be rich. But for most smart people, this advice doesn't lead to real financial freedom. Today, we're going to uncover the hidden truth behind why saving money alone isn't enough. Why many intelligent, careful people stay stuck in the same place despite all their effort. And more importantly, what actually makes the difference when people finally start building real wealth. Not by luck, not overnight, but by doing things differently. Calmly, strategically, step by step. Here's the hard truth. Saving money alone is a trap for smart people. It feels responsible, safe, and productive, but it rarely creates real wealth. You might track every expense, skip your daily coffee, and still see your bank balance barely moving. That's because money grows when it's used strategically, not just stored. Most people stop at budgeting and saving, thinking they're building wealth. They avoid risk, delay investments, and wait for the perfect moment to act. But in reality, that moment rarely comes. The more you wait, the more opportunities slip away, and the more your money just stays there, not growing. The real problem isn't being too careful with your spending. It's how your effort connects to money. Without leveraging your income, multiplying it, or putting it to work, even the smartest saver can remain stuck year after year. The people who escape the saving trap don't just cut expenses, they change how they use money. They start small, taking actions that put their money to work, even if it's just a little at first. They understand that waiting for the perfect moment rarely works. Instead, they take early steps, accept small mistakes, and let momentum build over time. They focus on leveraging income, combining smart saving with investing for growth, and making sure every decision moves them closer to financial freedom. It's not about working harder. It's about making your money work harder for you. Every small, consistent action compounds quietly but powerfully until the difference becomes massive. First, they start by tracking their money. Not obsessively, but enough to see where it goes. Then they identify small opportunities to make their income grow, whether it's investing a little each month, starting a side project, or automating savings. They don't wait for perfect knowledge. They act, learn, and adjust along the way. Second, they treat every dollar as a tool, not just a number. Instead of hoarding cash, they put it to work in ways that build wealth over time. Even small amounts consistently applied compound and create real financial progress. Finally, they develop a mindset shift, seeing money as energy to move, not just something to hold on to. They focus on decisions that grow, rather than just decisions that feel safe. Over months and years, these choices quietly multiply, creating a path out of the saving trap that most people never escape. The key difference isn't luck, intelligence, or even knowledge. It's consistency and perspective. People who escape the trap focus on long-term momentum. They don't get discouraged by slow progress or small setbacks. Each decision, each small step, compounds quietly, building habits that eventually create real wealth. They understand that financial freedom isn't about extremes, cutting everything or taking huge risks. It's about steady, deliberate movement. They keep learning, but more importantly, they apply what they learn, turning knowledge into action. The gap between someone stuck and someone moving forward often comes down to one simple thing: starting early and keeping the flow going. Many smart people don't struggle with money because they lack discipline. They struggle because of how they see themselves. They build an identity around being careful, rational, and responsible. And while that sounds positive, it can quietly block growth. Every decision is filtered through the need to feel smart and avoid looking wrong. This creates a hidden problem. Taking small risks feels uncomfortable, not because the risk is big, but because it threatens that identity. Making a mistake feels like proof that they weren't as smart as they thought. So instead of moving forward, they stay in familiar territory. Safe choices, predictable outcomes, slow progress. The people who break out stop protecting their identity and start protecting their future. They allow themselves to look inexperienced at first. They accept being wrong early. They understand that wealth is built by people who are willing to learn in public, adjust fast, and move forward even when it feels uncomfortable. Most people think the biggest financial mistakes are bad investments or spending too much. But for smart people, the biggest cost is invisible. It's the cost of decisions never made, opportunities not taken, moves delayed until later. Every time you postpone a decision, you pay a price. Not all at once, but slowly. Income grows later than it could have. Experience comes later than it should. Confidence builds later than it needs to. And because nothing dramatic breaks, it feels harmless. But over years, this delay compounds just like money does, only in the wrong direction. The people who move ahead understand this. They know that acting a bit early and adjusting later is cheaper than waiting too long and trying to catch up. They don't aim to be perfect. They aim to be early enough. That one shift changes how time works in their favor instead of against them. When you put all of this together, a clear picture starts to form. Smart people don't stay stuck because they lack knowledge. They stay stuck because their decisions feel safe, logical, and responsible in the moment. Saving feels productive. Learning feels like progress. Waiting feels mature. But over time, these choices quietly delay growth. The people who move forward don't do anything extreme. They don't suddenly become reckless or lucky. They simply change one thing. They stop treating action as something that comes after certainty. They act when the cost is small, learn as they go, and let time do the heavy lifting. Small moves, early moves, consistent moves. That's what compounds. Once you see this clearly, money stops feeling confusing. It stops feeling like a personal failure or a mystery. It becomes a system you can work with. Not perfectly, not overnight, but deliberately, calmly, and in a way that actually moves your life forward. If this video helped you see money differently, take a second to support it. Hit the like button so this message reaches more people who need it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more clear, realistic conversations about money, decisions, and building wealth without hype or shortcuts. And if something here felt uncomfortably familiar, leave a comment. Share where you feel stuck or what decision you've been delaying. Your experience helps shape future videos and helps others realize they're not alone in this. We'll keep breaking this down step by step. See you in the next one.